They say every champion has a breaking point. For Gabi Butler, the girl who would define an entire generation of cheerleading, that breaking point came on an ordinary Tuesday in September 2017. Not at a competition, not on a stage, but alone in a hotel room at 2 a.m., with a bottle of pills in one hand and her phone in the other, trying to decide if the world would be better off without her. September 2017. Gabi was 19 years old and at the absolute peak of her career. Two-time world champion, over 1 million Instagram followers, brand deals rolling in, college scouts fighting over her. From the outside, she had everything a cheerleader could dream of. But inside, Gabi was drowning in a darkness so complete she could no longer see the surface. It had been building for months. The pressure, the expectations, the constant scrutiny of every photo, every post, every pound on her body, the online hate that came with fame, the loneliness that comes from being recognized everywhere but truly known by almost no one. That Tuesday started like any other. California All-Stars practice, hitting routines, smiling for the team. But Gabi was running on autopilot, her mind 1,000 miles away from her body. "Gabi, you're off count," Coach Orby called from the sideline. "That's the third time. What's going on?" "Sorry, Coach," Gabi said, forcing that smile everyone expected. "I've got it." But she didn't have it. She didn't have anything anymore except this crushing weight in her chest that made it hard to breathe, hard to think, hard to exist. After practice, her teammate Eddie caught her arm. "Gee, you've been weird lately. Like, really weird. You okay?" "I'm fine," Gabi lied, pulling away. "Just tired." "That's what you said last week, and the week before. Come on, talk to me." "There's nothing to talk about," Gabi snapped, then immediately felt guilty. "Sorry, I need space right now." Eddie looked hurt, but he nodded. "Okay, but Gabi, we're here. Whatever you're going through, you don't have to do it alone." Gabi walked to her car, Eddie's words echoing in her head. You don't have to do it alone. But that was the problem. She felt completely, utterly alone. Like she was trapped in a glass box, visible to everyone, but unreachable, untouchable, unable to connect. She drove to the hotel where she'd been staying for the past month. Her relationship with her family had become complicated with all the financial pressure. Living alone seemed easier, quieter, safer, except alone meant no one to witness when she started unraveling. Gabi sat in her hotel room, scrolling through Instagram. A mistake, always a mistake. But she couldn't stop. Comment after comment tore into her. She's gotten so fat. Guess success made her lazy. Used to be my idol. Now she's just another sellout who forgot where she came from. Her attitude is trash, so full of herself. I heard she's a nightmare to work with. Diva much? None of it was true. But when you read it enough, when thousands of people say it, when it becomes the narrative, you start to believe it. Gabi's phone rang, a FaceTime from a brand she'd partnered with. She almost didn't answer. But bills, responsibilities, expectations. "Hey, Gabi!" The marketing manager's too bright smile filled the screen. "So we need to reshoot the campaign photos. The client feels like you look different than your Instagram photos. Can you drop about 5 pounds before next week's shoot?" Something inside Gabi cracked. Different how? Just, the angles weren't flattering. We need you at your peak. You understand, right? Gabi understood perfectly. She wasn't enough. Would never be enough. No matter what she did, how hard she worked, how much she sacrificed, it would never be enough. "Sure," she said flatly. "I'll take care of it." She hung up and stared at the wall. 5 pounds. In a week. While training full out for competition. While managing sponsors. While trying to hold herself together with nothing but willpower and the fading memory of why she'd ever loved this sport. If you've ever felt like the world's expectations were crushing you, like you were never enough no matter what you did, hit that subscribe button. because what happens next will break your heart, and then maybe, just maybe, help heal it. That night, Gabi couldn't sleep. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, her mind spiraling into darker and darker places. What was the point? Why keep fighting? Why keep trying to be perfect for people who would never be satisfied? She thought about all the sacrifices. The childhood lost to training, the relationships damaged by her career, the mental health destroyed by constant criticism, the version of herself she'd become, someone she didn't even recognize anymore. At 1:47 a.m., Gabi got out of bed and opened her suitcase. Inside was a bottle of sleeping pills her doctor had prescribed months ago for competition anxiety. She'd never taken them, hadn't needed to before. But now, holding that bottle, feeling its weight in her hand, she thought, what if I just took them all? What if I just stopped? No more pressure, no more hate, no more disappointing people, no more being not enough. Just peace. Finally, peace. She sat on the edge of the bed, bottle in hand, and something inside her whispered, "Do it. End this. You're tired. You're done. It's okay to stop fighting." Gabi opened the bottle, poured the pills into her palm, 23 of them. Probably enough. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand, a text. She almost ignored it, but something made her look. It was from a girl she didn't know. A DM on Instagram that had come through hours ago, but just now delivered. "Hi, Gabi. I'm 14. I've been doing cheer for 8 years. You're the reason I didn't quit last year when everyone told me I wasn't good enough. I watched your videos every day to remind myself why I love this sport. I just wanted to say thank you. You saved my life. I hope you know how much you matter." Gabi read it once, twice, 3 times. Her hands were shaking, pills scattered across the bedspread. You saved my life. A stranger, a 14-year-old girl she'd never met, saying Gabi had saved her life, while Gabi was sitting here, ready to end hers. Gabi stared at that message for what felt like hours. The pills were still scattered across her bed, small white circles against the dark comforter. Evidence of how close she'd come to a choice she couldn't undo. Her hands were shaking as she picked up each pill one by one and put them back in the bottle. Not because she suddenly felt better, not because the pain had magically disappeared, but because of that 14-year-old girl who thought Gabi Butler had saved her life. If Gabi did this, if she ended everything tonight, what message would that send? That even champions can't survive the pressure? That there's no way out? She couldn't do that. Not to that girl, not to the thousands of others who might be watching. But God, she was so tired. Gabi scrolled through her contacts and stopped on a name. Dr. Sarah Martinez, the sports psychologist from a team workshop last year. She'd said, "My phone is always on. If you need help, call." Gabi's finger hovered over the number. It was 2:14 a.m., but what choice did she have? She pressed call. "This is Sarah." The voice was alert, not sleepy. "Dr. Martinez, it's Gabi Butler from California All-Stars. I don't know if you remember." "Gabi, of course. What's going on? Are you okay?" I almost did something really bad tonight, and I stopped, but I don't know if I can keep stopping." "Where are you right now?" "Hotel. Alone." "Okay. First, I need you to tell me, are you safe right now?" Gabi looked at the pill bottle. "Yes. Sleeping pills. But I put them away. I'm not going to—" I stopped. "Good. That took incredible strength. Now I need you to take those pills and flush them. Can you do that?" Gabi walked to the bathroom and emptied the bottle into the toilet. The pills swirled and disappeared. "Done." "Excellent. Now talk to me. What brought you to this point tonight?" And Gabi talked. For the first time in months, she let everything pour out. The pressure, the online hate, the eating disorder recovery, the impossible standards, the loneliness. the feeling that she was performing her own life instead of living it. Dr. Martinez listened without interrupting. When Gabi finally ran out of words, the psychologist spoke gently. Gabi, you're describing severe depression and suicidal ideation. This is a crisis point, and I need you to understand. This isn't your fault. This isn't weakness. This is treatable. You can get better. I don't know how, Gabi whispered. Then we figure it out together. Tomorrow morning I want you to take the day off. No practice, no social media, no sponsors. Just rest. And come to my office at noon. We're going to create a treatment plan. Can you do that? What about practice? I'll handle coach. Your only job is to stay safe and show up tomorrow, promise me. If Gabi's courage to ask for help is inspiring you, show your support. Hit that like button and share this video with someone who might need to hear this message. You could literally save a life. I promise, Gabi said, and meant it. They talked for another hour. Dr. Martinez didn't let her hang up until she was certain Gabi was stable and understood she wasn't alone anymore. When they finally disconnected, it was almost 4 a.m. Gabi felt something. Not hope exactly, but maybe the tiniest possibility that there was a way through this. She opened Instagram and found that message from the 14-year-old girl. She hit reply. Thank you for this message. You have no idea what it meant to me tonight. I need you to know something. I'm struggling too. Being in the spotlight doesn't make you immune to pain, but I'm getting help. I'm fighting. And if you're ever in a dark place, please reach out. You matter. The world needs you in it. Both of us. We're in this together. She hit send. Then she did something she hadn't done in months. She turned off her phone completely. The next morning, Gabi woke up to 27 missed calls, but she ignored all of it and drove to Dr. Martinez's office. The therapy session was brutal, honest, painful. Dr. Martinez diagnosed her with major depressive disorder and prescribed both therapy and medication. They created a plan: twice weekly sessions, a break from social media, boundaries with sponsors, and honest conversations with her team. The hardest part, Dr. Martinez explained, will be letting people see you as human. You've built this image of perfection, but that mask is suffocating you. It almost killed you. That afternoon, Gabi did the scariest thing she'd ever done. She asked Coach Orby to call a team meeting. 20 athletes sat in a circle. Gabi took a deep breath. Last night, I almost took my own life. I'm struggling with depression, clinical diagnosed depression, and I've been hiding it because I thought champions don't break. But I'm not perfect. I'm really not okay, and I need help. For a moment, no one moved. Then Eddie crossed the circle and pulled her into a hug. Thank you for telling us. Thank you for being here. Then every single teammate surrounded her, holding her, crying with her. Not because she was weak, but because she was finally honest. The next morning, Gabi woke up to 27 missed calls and hundreds of texts. Apparently, Gabi Butler going dark on social media for 12 hours caused panic in the cheerleading world. But she ignored all of it and drove to Dr. Martinez's office. The therapy session was brutal, honest, painful. Dr. Martinez diagnosed her with major depressive disorder and prescribed both therapy and medication. They created a plan: twice weekly sessions, a break from social media, boundaries with sponsors, and honest conversations with her team about what she was going through. The hardest part, Dr. Martinez explained, will be letting people see you as human. You've built this image of perfection. Taking off that mask feels terrifying. But Gabi, that mask is suffocating you. It almost killed you. That afternoon, Gabi did the scariest thing she'd ever done, scarier than any stunt, any competition, any performance. She asked Coach Orby to call a team meeting. 20 athletes sat in a circle, looking at their captain with confusion and concern. Gabi took a deep breath. I need to tell you guys something, and it's really hard. But if I don't say it, I think it might actually kill me. The room went silent. Last night, I almost took my own life. I was in a really dark place. I'm struggling with depression, like clinical, diagnosed depression. And I've been hiding it because I thought champions don't break, leaders don't struggle, and Gabi Butler has to be perfect. But I'm not perfect. I'm really, really not okay. And I need help. For a moment, no one moved. Then Eddie stood up, crossed the circle, and pulled her into a hug. Thank you for telling us. Thank you for not doing it. Thank you for being here. Then Kiara. Then Carly. Then every single teammate, surrounding her, holding her, crying with her. Not because she was weak, but because she was finally honest. Coach Orby spoke through tears. Gabi, I failed you. I saw the signs and didn't push hard enough. I prioritized the routine over your well-being. That ends now. You take whatever time you need. The team will adjust. Your health matters more than any championship. Over the next months, Gabi's life transformed. She took a break from competing to focus on treatment. She cut ties with toxic sponsors who prioritized her appearance over her health. She started posting real content, not just highlight reels, but the struggle, the therapy, the medication adjustments, the bad days. Her follower count actually grew. Because authenticity resonates deeper than perfection ever could. The messages flooded in, thousands of them. Athletes, students, parents, coaches, all sharing their own struggles with mental health. All thanking Gabi for giving them permission to not be okay. One message stood out. From the 14-year-old girl whose DM had saved Gabi's life. Gabi, I saw your post about depression. I need to tell you something. That night I messaged you. I was planning to quit cheerleading because I was being bullied so badly I didn't want to exist anymore. But your videos reminded me why I loved it. You saved me. And now, seeing you be honest about struggling, you saved me again. Because you showed me that struggling doesn't mean failing. Thank you for staying. Thank you for fighting. I'm fighting too now. Gabi read it 17 times, crying every time. They'd saved each other. Two people who'd never met, connected by a sport and a shared darkness, pulling each other back from the edge. 6 months later, Gabi returned to competitive cheerleading. Not as the perfect, unbreakable Gabi Butler, but as Gabi, human, flawed, healing, real. Her first competition back, she hit her routine but didn't place first. Old Gabi would have spiraled. New Gabi hugged her team, smiled genuinely, and posted, "Didn't win today, but I'm alive to compete. I'm healthy enough to try, and that feels like the biggest victory of all." The post went viral, not for the cheerleading, for the message. Before we finish, I need you to do something critical. First, subscribe to this channel if Gabi's story touched you. We're creating a community where mental health matters as much as athletic achievement. Years later, Gabi Butler would become famous through Netflix's Cheer. Millions would watch her perform, admire her skills, follow her journey. But what they wouldn't fully see was this night, this turning point, this moment when she chose to stay. Gabi chose to share it anyway. In interviews, on her platform, in talks at schools and gyms across the country. Because she learned that her most powerful skill wasn't her tumbling or her stunts. It was her story. Her willingness to say, I almost didn't make it, but I'm still here. And if I can survive the darkest night, so can you. She learned that asking for help isn't weakness. It's the bravest thing a human can do. That medication isn't failure. It's treatment, like insulin for diabetes or casts for broken bones. That therapy isn't shameful. It's essential, like training for athletes or practice for musicians. She learned that you don't have to be perfect to be worthy. That struggling doesn't make you less of a champion. That the strongest thing you can say is, I'm not okay and I need help. That 14-year-old girl, her name was Emma. She's now 17, thriving, competing at a high level, and volunteering with a suicide prevention organization for young athletes. She and Gabi still message regularly. 2 lives saved by one moment of connection in the darkness. They say every champion has a breaking point. Gabi Butler found hers alone in a hotel room at 2 a.m., but she also found something else in that darkness, a reason to stay. A purpose beyond perfection, a mission to use her platform for something more important than brand deals and championships. The day Gabi Butler almost gave up became the day she found her real purpose. Not to be the best cheerleader in the world, but to be the reminder that it's okay to not be okay, that asking for help is strength, that staying is bravery, that your life, yes, yours, matters more than any routine, any trophy, any number of followers. If you're in that dark place right now, please hear this. The world needs you in it. Not the perfect version of you, not the version that has it all together. Just you, struggling, surviving, fighting. That's enough. You're enough. And if tonight feels impossible, just make it to tomorrow. Then the next day. Then the next. One day at a time. One breath at a time. One moment at a time. Because somewhere out there, there's a 14-year-old kid who needs to see you make it through, who needs to know that champions struggle too, who needs the reminder that staying is always, always worth it. Gabi stayed, Emma stayed, and we need you to stay too. Until next time, remember, you are not your darkest thoughts. You are not your worst days. You are not your struggles. You are the courage it takes to keep going anyway. You are the strength it takes to ask for help. You are the bravery it takes to choose one more day.